Hi y'all, I'm Hannah.
Hi, I'm Ann.
Hi, I'm Holly.
Hi, I'm Kayla.
Hi, I'm Marie, and we are coming to you live from LivingFelt because it's
Happy Woolly Wednesday!
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's a hot one here in Texas today. What is it, you guys? Like
Probably 98.
That's all
Feels
so
like
hot.
it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure it's like 107 in here. But we are so glad you're here, and we have a fun show today. Y'all brought lots of goodies to show.
Did.
All the fairies have been scurrying around, and Speedy has been, doing the same thing. If you are new here, say hi and where you're from, and see that's what everybody else is doing too. Today we're going to pick up on where we left off last week. We made our noprobllama 2D. Did y'all start a noprobllama too?
I did.
So we're going to turn those today into some fun things, but the fairies have some stuff to show you, so we're going to let them do it. And first we're going to say hi to a few people. So let's get started, y'all. Everyone, welcome to Woolly Wednesday. We are based here in Central Texas in a cute little town called Dripping Springs, which is about a minute from Austin. We're just right adjacent to Austin. We recently moved, so we're hoping that you can come and visit us sometime soon. And we're going to say hi to a few people and check in. Who's with us today, Ann?
We have got Claire in California, Patricia in Canada.
Hi Claire, hi Patricia, hi Sharon, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. So hey, if you're watching Facebook right now, notice up in the chat window if you're watching the live or even if you're watching the playback, hit that little bell and get notified every time we go live. This show is Wednesdays at 2 o'clock Central. We are in Central Time. And even if you're watching the playback, you can comment and your comments will be in line. If you're watching YouTube, this is the playback. And feel free to comment below, but be sure to join our Facebook group, which is called LivingFelt Friends. That's where activity is going on absolutely every day. And a lot of people actually posted their llamas. Did y'all see last week after? We posted a couple of them in our newsletter. And you know what? Stick around for the whole show because at the end we always give away prizes. So you'll want to comment while we're together here today. Add your input, add your own ideas, ask a question, whatever it is, it all counts. Your name will go into Ann's Magic Bowl and the fairies come back at the end and we give away prizes, which is super fun. So the girls brought some stuff to show you today. Who's up first? Hannah is up first. Yay, Hannah!
Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? So today I'm actually super stoked about this. If you remember from last year, we have an MC1 fall goodie. So it's going to be very similar to our regular goodie, but we try to keep it more in the fall aesthetic. So nice, bold, rich, deep colors, which are absolute my favorite. So the colors we have in this one today are going to be dark chocolate, chimney, espresso bean, this is slate, pomegranate, hot orange, evergreen, white, bamboo, cafe au lait, and then we got indigo and of course chestnut. So it's just a super fun array of colors. It's quite a bit different than the MC1, the regular MC1 goodie pack, but I personally love it, and I think this year it's here to stay, which is really exciting.
Sharon Arthur Berger says, "Oh, gorgeous colors!" And let's see, I heard someone say, Suzanne Cunningham says, "Beautiful colors, Hannah." Someone else wrote, "Just what I need." Oh, great. That's great. Just what I need. So, someone says, "Can we flip the live camera down a smidge?" Oh, you want to angle it down a little bit? Okay, I'll give it a go. There. Now I still want us to stay in. Sorry. Let me just adjust that, y'all. Sorry for the wiggledy pickledies. Okay. And you know what? We're going to just put that down here, too, for the playback. Okay. Just put it down for a second and spin her around. That awesome.
Beautiful.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank y'all. And next up is Holly, and she's got something fun to show y'all too.
Hi! So we're gonna use some of the fun colors that Hannah just showed you with the MC1, and we have our fall goodie bag again, but we are gonna use it to make some fantasy owls. Look at these little cute guys. You can do them in all the different colors, and you can add crazy eyes or sweet eyes, and look at these little wings or hearts, and give them some personality, different beaks. So to make these, all you need, like I said, is the fall goodie bag, and then we're gonna add some core wool in there, and you can even upgrade it with some foam and a needle. And you can just go to town on your fantasy owls, because nothing says fall like an owl.
Now, we made those last year on a Woolly Wednesday.
Right, so the tutorial is on our YouTube channel with the live tutorial, correct?
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
We will recut it this year so that we can have just the owls, but they don't have to wait for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So do us a favor, Holly, just hold up the owls together so people who are new can see them
Okay.
up and close. Yeah, super fun.
They're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could make these.
And I think Anne is posting a link to those. Yep, she did that. Cool, thank you, Holly.
Okay, and now Kayla has something to show you.
Hi again, everybody. Here I am showing our new fall nep goodie bag, which is super awesome. It's got a lot of those deep, rich fall colors that Hannah was showing, as well as Holly in the MC1 fall goodie. So right here, this comes in an ounce. We have cocoa, onion, burnt orange, whoop, I'm going the wrong way, pumpkin, saffron, sun, whoop, kiwi, and olive. And yep, that comes in an ounce bag. It's a little different than our regular nep goodie. But yeah, it's lots of fun. And then this is with the bag that it comes in right here.
Stuffed full, huh?
Yep, it is.
Cherie Davidson loves the parade of gorgeousness. Lots of people are still commenting on the owls.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, and Linda Richardson looks like a moss garden. Cool. Oh, and Carol Joplin says, did you say neps?
Neps.
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 Yes, we said neps. And Anne posted a link to that, so you can go find them there.
Definitely.
Linda Reader says, can you pick any colors for a goodie bag?
No, you cannot. They are, they come pre-picked.
But they can buy any color individually.
Yep,
yeah.
they do come individually as well. And they last forever. There's a ton of them. But I think Miss Anne's got something to show as well.
Hi friends, thank you so much for being here with us today. We are just falling in love with fall again here. It's been so much fun. I'm going to show you right now our Fall Gathering Specialty Designer Bundle. So this is the bag this is how it arrives. And then once you unpack it, we have got this gloriousness. How great is this? This is dreamy. Can you tell this is one of my favorite color palettes? Alrighty, it is going to come with a 2-ounce roll of merino top in the following colors. Right here we've got sunshine, burnt orange, prairie, bordeaux, and marigold. It'll come with 1 ounce each of merino silk blends in sunflower and pueblo. It's going to come with a 1/2 ounce of tussa silk in saffron. We've got some wool neps, again pumpkin and cocoa, lovely fall colors. We've got a 1/2 ounce of Bordeaux Sari silk waist. This right here is some Forest Blaze Angelina, and you can see here that it's bagged separately, so it's helpful. Then we're gonna also have a 1/4 ounce of silk hankies in olive, and a 1/2 ounce of bamboo top in amethyst.
Woo! Okay, now look, you've got lots of things to respond to here, okay? So, people are really loving this. Maureen McGinnis says glorious was the perfect description for this.
That's how I feel about it.
Rose Britt says, I love all those packs, need to shop. Let's see now. Angelina Fleury says, hello beauty, I just get happy seeing your smile. You can sell me the moon, young lady.
Oh my goodness, you brighten our day, all of you.
Okay, now there was a question. So someone says, is Bordeaux a red?
Bordeaux, it's, I wouldn't say It's a red. It's definitely like a burgundy maroon.
That's good. Okay, so Bev Wiggins says, I have to have this designer bag. Can you tell them the name again, Anne?
Sure. This is the Fall Gathering Specialty Designer Bundle. And we'll be sharing a link to it.
Yes, Susan Cunningham says, great selection, beautiful colors. And that's good. And let's see what else. Anne, Dee Dee says, you've developed your online screen skills. And beautiful, beautiful, nice colors. Yeah, everyone's really loving that. So cool, and it's a big bundle. It weighs a lot, right?
It is.
Like almost
It's
17
pretty.
ounces or something?
Yeah.
I think it's just over a pound.
I mean, this, like holding it next to my face, you can see what a big bag it is.
Very nice. Okay. And, cool. Oh, okay,
awesome.
great. Kayla posted the link. Thank you,
Fabulous.
gals, so much.
Well, thank you so much, y'all. Let's get started.
Cool. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is Speedy. For those of you who don't know, he lives at my feet pretty much wherever I am. He's been a little escapee today, so I have to fetch him. We'll put him down now. Okay, so we are picking up where we left off last week, and last week we needle felted a 2D noprobllama, and I had great aspirations of needle felting, even more than I could possibly get done in 1 week. But this week, what we plan to do is turn our llamas into some fun projects. So we're gonna do that today, and we're just gonna look at a few different things. It can be a little bit organic. I have a few things prepared to show you, and hopefully, like always, our show is designed to give you ideas. It doesn't matter if you make a llama, a rainbow, a cookie, a cupcake, a pickle, which for those of you who missed Kayla's pickle last time, we brought it back. We weren't able to show it on the YouTube camera, so the pickle has made its comeback. But what we're looking at is some fun things you can do with your 2D art. And the very first thing I want to do with this noprobllama is turn him into an iron-on patch. And then we're even going to look at a sew-on patch. And then we're going to look at a few of the things that you might do with your noprobllama. So let's jump into that. We're going to turn down our live camera here. I'm going to get my tools together. And I'm going to be right about here. I'm going to queue up here so I can see some people too. What have we got there, Anne?
Alrighty, we are in position. Oh, Pat says, just got my order today, already using the caramel color for my palomino. Perfect.
Oh yeah, I saw that comment come through. Okay, cool. Let's see, gals, friends, everybody, what we're gonna make today. Okay, good. So you can kind of see, here's what I have. I have this cute little denim jacket, and you can make something an iron-on patch or a sew-on patch, and you can also do a combination. You might want to do an iron-on patch instead of pin so that you have it exactly where you want it, and then go around and sew it in place. And we're going to look at a sew-on patch too, so then you would just combine the two ideas. So what we have is our llama that we needle felted last week onto our 100% pure wool felt. And this is just the 1 millimeter thick. So it's very thin, and the design comes through the back side, as you can see. What we want to do then is turn this into an iron-on, and I'm going to put it on this cute little jacket. But here are my quick tips for doing that and the supplies that you'll need. So whatever you want to iron it onto, whether it's an apron, a backpack, or look, even a picture. I've ironed it onto linen to then mount onto a wood frame, and we did that last year, right, Anne? Yeah, we did that last year. So here's what you're going to want is some fusible web, and I'll hold this up to the for the live folks. I'm using Pellon's heavy duty Wonder Under, and what's nice about it is it's a double adhesive. So we're gonna put it onto the back of this picture and then peel off the paper, and that will make it an iron-on. Now I do have one prepared, but I wanna go through this exercise just so you can see. It's going to come in a large roll. One side of the paper is very smooth and one side has a little bit of texture to it. The texture is the one that you're going to apply to the back of your fabric. So when you cut this out, my encouragement is don't cut out your image first. Leave it with a nice margin. And I'll explain that in just a second. And then when you cut out this Wonder Under, leave a little perimeter of fabric exposed so that it doesn't bleed over onto whatever your ironing surface is. So my ironing surface today is just another, just 100% wool felt. It just happens to be thicker, 2mm. So what I'm saying is you're gonna cut out this piece and leave a little fabric exposed like this. And Ann, just stop me anytime.
Yeah, so how washable are the patches?
Yeah, an iron-on, you know, I don't have a lot of experience with iron-on holding up a long length of time. So if you're going to be washing this item regularly, then do a double. Do iron-on and do a sew-on patch, and we're going to look at a sew-on patch next. Okay, so we'll do that next. So here's what you want to do. Your iron should be on, for this particular material, you want it to not be on steam. So it should be a dry, hot iron. And you're just gonna press it to fuse with this. You don't even need you don't need an ironing sheet at all. So we're just gonna fuse it with the fiber. With the fiber and with the felt. And you wanna hold it down for about 20 seconds. And just get it to stay in place. And you can see it's attaching right there. Now what I like about this double fusible web, you can use it to iron it onto a jacket, a backpack, or fabric to be mounted like we said, but you can also use this to mount it onto paper to make a greeting card. So let this cool and set it aside, and make sure you have a good bond. If it's too bulky on the back, you may need to reapply. So once you have it bonded and cooled, then you're going to want to cut out your design. Now again, if you want to both iron on and sew on, then leave a border that you can stitch on, and we'll look at the iron on patch next. The sew on patch next. But let's do our jacket.
Could you needle felt directly onto the denim?
Yes, and we're going to look at a direct application as well. Today we're going to look at a couple of pillows that we needle felted directly onto. And I was thinking maybe to do an entire pillow. So here's why I wanted no border. I thought he just looked stunning with no border, right? He really pops off this little girl's denim jacket. Well, it could be for someone who's just petite even. I don't think I could fit in this jacket. It comes from Forever 21. So I want to iron my llama directly onto here. If you want to stitch as well, then just leave that little bit of a perimeter to stitch. So on the back is still my heat and bond or fusible web, whatever you want to call it. And then we're just going to peel that paper off. And now we're going to iron this surface. You can iron right onto the wool. So the first thing I'm going to do, just for fun, is I'm going to heat up this jacket so that the receiving surface is already a little warm, because this is pretty thick to go through. I've made some iron-on patches for my husband's jeans. He has some jeans that I just, love to patch. Yeah, these jeans don't last like a season, and I always have to make patches for them. And they don't hold up super, super well to washing over and over. So just keep that in mind. Use this, application for something that you'll either hand wash, potentially hand wash. And I might have to turn this over.
Would you say that the iron-on transfer or needle felting directly onto the denim would be more durable?
Needle felting directly onto the denim would be more durable. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not getting my iron is turned all the way up. Be pretty funny if this is bust. But what I will do, is turn it over. So Yeah.
What temperature is the iron on?
Hottest I can get it because this denim jacket is so thick. So actually, okay, now I'm starting to bond a little bit. So what I'm actually gonna do is turn it over. I'm gonna turn the whole thing over and iron from the inside because the jacket is just so thick that the heat doesn't wanna go through. And I'm gonna iron it from the inside. So you can definitely needle felt directly onto the jacket, but iron-on patches are super fun, and you can gift a patch that you couldn't, you can gift a patch, whereas you might not gift an entire jacket. You know what I mean?
Oh, Maureen shares, I think I need to rescue a canvas bag I was about to donate so I can patch it.
Exactly. Okay. The thing with this stuff is you also have to kind of let it cool. You know, while it's still warm, it's also wants to make its way back off. So I'm gonna see if I can just set this aside and let it cool, and then we'll come back to it. But there we go, look. I can move it. It's adorable. I mean, I don't know. It's like, how long are you gonna wear a llama on your back anyway? But it's just so stinking cute. So that's a quick little iron on. Let's look at a sew on patch that I prepared. And you just interrupt me, Anne.
If you were needle felting directly onto denim, what needle would you recommend using?
For me, I would choose a fine needle. I would choose a fine needle because the thicker the material, you need a needle that usually will actually poke through the fabric. So I would start with a finer needle and see how that works for you. Let's look at a sew on, and I brought a canvas bag too. And here is our little LivingFelt tote bag. And what I needle felted here is just a little heart. I needle felted a little heart just right onto felt, and in this case I chose a magenta color, which is one of my favorite colors. I guess that's kind of evident based on, really? Yeah. I know, based on what I'm always bringing in. So I left a little perimeter, and I hope you can see that. I just cut the felt out right around the design so that I could stitch right onto it. I'm using just a little embroidery needle, and I'm sewing it onto our canvas bag. And yeah.
Oh, it's inspiring a lot of people.
You know what, there's so many things you can try. So yeah, all we're looking at is iron on patches and sew on patches, but couldn't you sew this onto anything? Couldn't you iron it on to just about anything? So let's try, we're just gonna do a few stitches on this just so you can kind of see the direction to go. And I've just picked an embroidery floss. I chose something that matched my heart, but of course you could choose something that's contrast or be a little edgy and go black. So this is how I thread my needle, is I just pull it taut against the head of the needle, and then you pinch it flat. You can also split embroidery floss if it's too thick for your tastes. There's a few ways to make a knot, but this is my old school way. Roll it on the end of your finger. Nice. Some people roll it on the end of the needle and it seems all graceful, but for me, somehow I'm like afraid I'm gonna put a knot in the middle somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you were to needle felt directly onto the fabric, whether it's denim or a tote bag, if you put it in the washing machine, would you expect the felted part to shrink a lot more? Yeah,
and let's talk about that. I was thinking that I might like to demonstrate that for y'all. I'm gonna stay close to the top and like do some tests because I have washed our 100% wool felt. Now look, if you don't want your knot, and I'll jump on that as soon as I get sewing on this. So if you don't want your knot here in the back, then anchor it in the back of your piece. You can just anchor your knot right there, give yourself a couple of stitches right there so that you kind of have it in a place. And if you have that little perimeter, then you're gonna have something to sew onto. So I'm gonna come back out, let's see, I'm gonna come out for my felt first. I hope that shows. and I'm gonna tilt my heart, and then I'm just gonna do like an edge stitch showing right over the edge. Now I'm sewing through the thicker part of the pocket here. Let me see if I can maybe, on this camera, I just wanna zoom in a little bit. Okay. I just came right into here. I'm gonna come right up underneath and right out there. And just, you can work your way either around like a straight stitch. I'm going right through this hem, not the best choice. The hem in the pocket. You can go a straight stitch all the way around, or you can sort of, I don't know what it's called, like a satin stitch? Is that what it's called when you go around the outside?
That's a good question, I'm not sure.
I know, I should have looked that up, but you can tell that Marie's not the handicraft girl. You know, I don't have all the lingo down. I'm not really worried about that. But if you just stitch right over the edge, it's going to be, it's going to look even more like a traditional patch. And work your way all the way around the edge. But if you pull this straight, if you pull that part straight before you make your next stitch, it'll look really orderly. And you won't go through it. You don't need to go through it like a blanket stitch. You can just make your stitches as close together or as far apart as you want. What do you got, Ann? I'm not going to stitch too much on this, but...
Robin shares, always informative and inspiring. Brenda says, I'm on brain overload from all the things I can do with my 2D things.
Yeah, there are really so many things you can do. So right now we just looked at an iron-on patch and a sew-on patch. And so obviously this is something that's going to take me a little time to do. But you can see that whether you're doing something on a canvas bag or on a denim jacket, you can make a patch and then permanently attach it. You could do the iron-on just to get it in place, and then you know exactly where you want it, because sometimes when you pin something bulky, it bulks up. You could iron it in place and then go around and stitch. So that's just an option, and I wanted to show you these two things. So I'm gonna set these aside and continue working on my heart, but let's look at just a few other options. A few other ideas. Now, I should have shown this in the beginning, but for those of you who weren't with us before we did the noprobllama, this is a free download that we gave last week, and you can print it out any size you want. This is the full size, and then this is a 60% size. That is an option as well, just to go smaller. But since we keep talking about needle felting directly onto things, let's look at some pillows. So I brought in 2 pillows. Let me back this camera up. I brought in 2 pillows, and one I made, that's this little robin, and then this one my friend Robin made for me as a gift. So these are both needle felted directly onto the fabric. And the difference between them is, on the robin pillow, I needle felted directly onto the fabric and then made the pillow. And I sewed it without a zipper. Honestly, because I was feeling a little bit lazy. I wanted to get it done, and I didn't want to go get a matching zipper at the time. So I just went ahead and sewed them up. But you can see that even with this idea, you could make a tote bag instead of a zipper. Instead of a pillow. So this one is needle felted directly onto the fabric, and then I did put an interfacing on the back of the fabric, another fusible web, just to give it a little dimension when I stuffed it. So if you were to feel this feels a little stiffer than the fabric did. This adorable pillow lives in my office, so if you come visit us, you can, actually they both do. But this one was made for me by my friend Robin Barrett in Houston, and it is a linen pillowcase that she purchased, and she needle felted directly onto the fabric. So you can see the wool coming through the other side. And what a fun gift to give someone a toss pillow. What she didn't know at the time was I was just gearing up to have a new couch here in the shop and in my office, and I was getting ready to bring in some eclectic pillows. And so this was just very timely and a very sweet gift. So if you want to needle felt onto a pillowcase, you can either make your own or buy one store-bought, or you can make your own pillow from scratch, just like this. So where is my pillowcase? Here it is. And I think I have a piece of felt. So what you want to do, here's a little pillowcase I made in hopes of getting a pillow needle felted. I haven't gotten that far yet. But let me see a round of hearts for those of you who sew. Let's see that. And you would make your own pillowcase. And I don't have a piece of 12 by 12 in here, but that's okay. I don't see any hearts flying by. Would there be any interest in like a video on how to make your own, like how to make your own pillowcase? Because I think pillowcases are kind of expensive. And this is just a 15 by 15 pillow insert, which, oh, by the way, you could make yourself as well for super cheap. And then I made this, you can tell I like linen and orange together. If you make it a good size, or you buy one that's a good size, just stick your foam right inside. So you'll do your image transfer. When you do your image transfer on a pillowcase, just in case it bleeds through, here's my hot tip. And did I bring it? Yeah, I did. Okay, so my hot tip would be, just in case the image bleeds through, to put some parchment paper inside before you do your image transfer. Put it inside your pillowcase just in case that ink wants to bleed through the other side. So do your iron-on transfer pen, apply your image, or even if you're using ink, just so it doesn't bleed through, and then you can take this out, put your foam inside to needle felt. So if you would be interested in a start-to-finish tutorial on making your own pillowcase with a zipper, I'm sure I would have a lot of fun doing that. Just put pillow tutorial in your comments, or hashtag pillow tutorial in your comments, and we'll look at scheduling that for a complete tutorial. So look, you can make a pillow, you can make a tote bag, lots of fun you can have with fabric and needle felting, whether it's a patch or you needle felt directly onto the fabric.
I think we'll be seeing a lot of posts with hashtag pillow tutorial.
Oh, that would be.
I
think that would be pretty fun. So like, here's a little house I made, and I was thinking to make this little guy into either a magnet or a greeting card. So I'll accept votes on that. And let me see, what all do I have? So let's look at. I meant to make a greeting card, but I didn't get that done. You can buy. I didn't get it. Let me plug in my. What should I? Oh, I know. We can do the fusible web maybe again. You can buy greeting cards in so many colors, right? These are just little blank greeting cards. Initially, I was going to make you a llama greeting card, but I had a new idea for the mini llamas I made, and my big ones were too big. So do you remember this? We did together last year. We did this little winter scene. This was a free tutorial that we did on Woolly Wednesday for those of you who missed it. It's tiny. We did it in an hour, start to finish, right, Anne? Like complete, start to finish. I think I want to do another winter scene this year. Maybe we should do a fall scene. But Anne says yes. This is a mini, I don't know if it's, what is this, Anne? 3 inches, 4 inches?
Yeah.
Dinkus. Call it a Dinkus tutorial, and it's just on our wool felt, just like we have. So this is from the same greeting card family. All I did was cut it on my, cutter thingy. So what we can do with that same fusible web is apply that to here, or you could glue it. You could just glue it on here. Should we do that? Yeah.
Is there a glue that's best to use for that?
Here's what I'm going to use, and this is what I often use when I'm gluing cards. I make my husband cards every year, and it's like kind of a rule in our house. You don't buy cards, you make cards. And and even if you make, well, you could buy a card, but you have to fully like mock it up into something new. Yeah, if you do that. So look, you can glue right onto the wool. And what I want to tell you is, kind of stay away from the perimeter. The wool is often thick enough that it will not bleed through, and it'll just bind to whatever surface. Now you could use a hot glue gun if you want to. I find that they can be kind of messy sometimes.
For our live friends, I'm gonna zoom in just a little
Sure.
bit.
I just put my paper down so I don't mess up my ironing surface here. But all I did was put Aileen's Tacky glue right on there. Great stuff to have, by the way. And then I'm just going to put this right onto my little card and center it in the middle, and then just let it dry. The felt is thick enough that it will not bleed through to the other side. It absolutely won't. And now you even have like a little built-in easel, you know, if you put it on a card. I know that probably doesn't show on the live camera, but maybe it does. So you have your little built-in easel just like that. So get some Aileen's Tacky glue. You don't need anything more toxic than that. And if you need to go back to some of your corners, you can. But I promise you don't have to put so much that it's going to change the hand of your work. It doesn't have to at all. It can still just be lovely to the touch and lovely to look at. Okay? So there's greeting card 1, is just glue it on. Now, we made these a couple of years ago in our guild, but this one was sent to me as a thank you from the same guild. And I was so tickled because this piece, this greeting card, we were just making fiber art greeting cards, but it had felt in the center and Angelina and all manner of blinginess. And they just stitched it right onto a postcard. You could take an old postcard that you don't want anymore or you don't want to use in its current form, and you can just go around with your sewing machine and stitch your fiber art right onto there. Now you might think your artwork, whatever it is too cute to mail, you know, just like that, so you want to make sure you have an envelope that it'll fit in before you decide. Like this one they mailed as a postcard, but you could do the same thing as a flat greeting card. I looked on Amazon and you can buy boatloads of postcard blanks for like $6.99. You can get 50 for $6.99 or something. And you can even buy a stamp, which is what they used here, and just put postcard on there. It looks like a stamp anyway. I think they drew that line. So postcard blanks are fun, greeting card blanks are fun. Yeah, fun things to make with them.
And Mary shares, I now have several ideas for Christmas. Thanks, Marie.
Super fun. Now this guy, some of you will recognize, this is a free tutorial on our website for the Little Hobbit house. If you're just getting into 2D and you want to, try something different or fun, this is a super easy project. The Hobbit houses always come out so cute, and there's so many different ways you can make them. But what's different about this one is we've backed it with this super stiff backing so that it can just kind of stand up by itself. And I wanted to show you that you could turn an otherwise floppy picture into something semi-rigid anyway that has a bit of body. And for that, Anne, thank you for digging this out for me. I couldn't remember exactly what it was called, but this is how I get it. It's this great big sheet of stuff, and you can get it probably at the fabric store, quilt store, or Joann's, and it's like the most stiff fusible web that I have seen. It feels almost thick like poster. This side is very bumpy because it has all the glue on it, and this side is very smooth. Let me tell you the name. This is called Thermoweb Heat and Bond, and it's heavy duty. Now, when I first bought this, the gals at the quilt store clued me in and said, use your iron on steam setting for this. This might be what you put in a purse or something to give it a real stiff body, whether it's the bottom or a front pocket that you don't want to flop over. But we also used it on the back of some pictures to give it a nice bit of stiffness without adding any other fabric or felt. So Thermoweb Heat and Bond Heavy Duty. We don't sell it. Find it at the craft store or online.
Ooh, Susan shares lots of quick gift ideas today. Thank you.
That was the idea. So for those of you who were with us last week, one of the things I said is, I wanted to come up with a project that I could do if I was feeling somewhat uninspired, and I wanted a project that I could turn into a gift. And so let's look at these two first, because I didn't make these. Meat pickle and kitty paw. And those were made by Kayla Chitwood, who's a LivingFelt fairy here. She brought the pickle a couple of weeks ago, and we missed it on the YouTube camera. I'm going to zoom in on the YouTube camera anyway for a second, so y'all can see how cute these are. So this pickle is so adorable. It's on the same felt that I used, my favorite color, and then she put a black border around it. It looks like Sharpie. I don't know if it's Sharpie or wool, but it looks really cute and gives it a nice definition. And then here's her little kitty paw. So this one she turned into a magnet. So on the back she attached our PFX, which is probably just to give it a little dimension, and our PFX is like a pre-felt. It's kind of thick and lofty. So she just put that on the back to give it a little dimension, and kitty paw hasn't been turned into a pin or a magnet yet. But you can find magnets. We sell these little magnets like she used here. They're a super thick magnet, and just glue it onto the back, and you might want to use your glue gun. If I can break these apart, you have to be stronger than the magnet. But we sell them in a little pack of 10 just for your convenience. Obviously you can get magnets at the craft store. I can't get them apart. Here we go. Okay, so they just come in a little disc, and they are pretty strong. So if there's something you want to turn into a magnet, just use your hot glue gun to put that on the back. That's what I would do, because that's going to be nice and strong, your hot glue gun. So that's another idea. Turn your items into a magnet. And you can also get these, they're kind of like a sticky magnet. You know, I buy them in a little square. You can get these little sticky magnets. I don't find that they always stick on the wool real well, but you might stick it onto your paper surface. Like if you wanted to turn this into a magnet, you might end up sticking, you know, sticky magnets onto something like this. You can even get magnets in a sheet. So that's something to consider, a sheet. You can make ornaments or like for your car or your Christmas tree. So this is a little heart. We've had a bunch of wooden hearts laying around. You could use your hot glue gun for this, or you could go back to your tacky glue. So I needle felted my heart. First I traced around my shape, and then I needle felted my heart just again on the magenta fiber. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to attach this to the wood. I'm going to try and make one more thing after this. You know what you could do with this this heart, for example, you could hang it from your car. You could douse it with lavender oil or your favorite essential oil. It might change color over time if your essential oil has a lot of color, but who cares? You might hang it in your window, gift it to a friend. This thing you could definitely turn into a magnet. So you can just glue this right onto the wood. And I wouldn't even remove the string. I'm just going to leave it right there and just attach it.
Aw, Teresa shares, I'm babysitting today. My grandson saw your pickle and ran to get a pickle to eat.
They were cute. Cutie. Now this thing, what's cute about this is like, let's say you made it for a Christmas tree or somebody you just wanted to brighten them up. You could paint the back, or you could write a little love note on the back, or you could even put another heart on the other side. You could even paint the underneath and then just enjoy this, you know, super thick. So find some things you have laying around the house that you don't know what to do with, and consider that. Oh, I'm going to turn this guy into a little ornament. We'll see if I have time. I've got to find my floss, my embroidery floss. It's around here somewhere. Okay, so what I have here are two llamas, and they need to be facing the opposite direction. So I might turn this into, maybe we'll do this one as a standalone later. Sorry, I'm going to choke. You need your llamas facing the opposite direction. Sorry, y'all. Something in my throat.
Oh my goodness.
Marie's not dying, she just can't talk.
No.
I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, so here, to get your llamas facing the opposite direction, if you can't reverse something on your printer, here's what I did. first I just printed this at 60%. That's the size of this. Then I put this up on the window, and then traced it through the back. So if you need to reverse it, just print it the size you need it and then trace it on the opposite side. Yeah, because in order to do this particular ornament, they need to be facing the opposite direction because I want to make it double thickness. So we could either do the fusible web or we could do glue. The reason I would do glue is because these guys are so puffy that I want them to really bind together, and I want them to bind all the way through a perimeter because he's so small. I'm not going to be able to cut out the ears, and I don't think I want to cut all the way up to the wool. I want to leave a little blue border. So just for today, what we're going to do is put the glue on so you can see, and I'm going to go further than I need to go. And we're going to bind them together. Once they're bound together, then I'm going to take my time and cut them out and turn him into a little ornament. So get all that glue on there. Remember, you want a border. You absolutely want a border so that when you cut it, you have room around him. Now this you're going to have to let dry overnight, but just line up your little llamas. Maybe start with the feet or something like that because they're made from the exact same image. And then just press it all together. You know, once you're spinning around, if it's not exact on every part, it probably won't matter. But I didn't needle felt the other side because I just ran out of time. But I think that this is so thick that even once it's made, I could add decoration to him and it won't go all the way through. It's just going to go to the middle. So this is my quick tip for making a little ornament. And I'm not going to cut through my glue, but you can see, I'll just take off all this extra because we don't need it.
Someone asked if there's a reason that you glued before you cut. Yes. On something like this, you know what? You could run this through your sewing machine too, instead of glue. But here's my tip. I learned this making the gift tags. And show me a round of hearts, or say drawer sashes if you would like. Set like a drawer sachet. Do you say drawer sachet? Like a little, lavender sachet for your dresser drawer, or would make a great gift. Because I'll show you how to make those if that's of interest too. But what I learned in doing that is when you have a small piece, it's a lot easier to align something big and then cut them out both the same. If you cut them out both the same and then you try and glue them together, it's hard to get them exactly. And these little legs are so skinny that one's gonna wanna shift the other way. So if you get that fabric completely attached, then you'll be able to go around and cut it after, and both will be exactly lined up. It's kind of the same idea as if you were cutting a bunch of fabric for quilt squares. It's better almost if you cut them in a stack than if you cut each one individually. So do these together, but look, this could become a pillow. You know, this little thing could become a pillow that you stuff. I'm gonna cut them out and make an ornament, and I'm gonna have to do a little homework to keep working on that in particular. Sherry says that is so cool. It becomes 3D.
Yeah, it's kind of stuff. So I'll keep working on him, and I'll do my best to document it so we can capture it as a whole little thingy. But this is going to be my noprobllama ornament or car dangly thingy.
I like it.
I think that's probably all I brought to show y'all today. That's probably all I have. Did we do good?
Oh, we did good.
I can't wait to see how many pickles, kitty paws, and llamas pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Hearts and such. Okay, cool, y'all. Well, we're going to turn the cameras up and give away some prizes. I'm going to read some comments and see what people are saying. People are saying mobile, great for a kid's project. They like the heart ornament. That's fun. Llamas, I thought they were dogs. That's funny, Tammy. They're not dogs. They're llamas. They're absolutely, I don't know any dog with a neck that long. I might be a little scared if I saw him. Brenda says her brain has exploded. Very sweet. When you use the transfer plan, it breathes through the paper as you iron it, showing that it's transferred. Yes, that's correct. And I want to see if there's anything else. You could add in a string. Yes, Karen says you could add in a string. Now my goal for this was to make a little tassel, but we just ran out of time to make the tassel today. So I'm gonna finish that and I'll work on him, and maybe I'll make a couple of more also. But that was the goal, is to run the thread through there. I couldn't put my hands on my fiber, my embroidery thread while I was looking. Okay, I'm making ornaments and crochet a single chain for the loop. Turned out so cute. Oh, that sounds like a really great idea. If you have Angelina felted in the project, will the Angelina melt? Jill, yeah. Angelina is heat bondable and it bonds to itself. So if you have Angelina in the project, then put something over the top so that it doesn't melt to your iron. You'll want to you could put a paper towel over it. You could put a sheet of paper over it. Any barrier will keep it from melting to the iron, but otherwise it will melt to itself. That most Angelina is heat bondable. Okay, can't wait to see how you finish him off. Show us next week with the tassel. Very good. We will, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today. And the fairies are coming back with prizes. So I hope that you'll work on yours. Remember to do a hashtag noprobllama, and it doesn't matter what you're making. Our projects are designed just to be inspiration projects for you to kick off and take them just anywhere you want to take them. And for us, that's the fun, is seeing where your creative genius takes you as well. So come on in, gals. We're going to give away some prizes, which is absolutely our fun thing to do. And everyone, oh, how is everyone? Okay, well, come in, everybody. And let's see what you got. Well, I know we got prizes, Anne. How are we doing our prizes today? One name, one prize?
One name, one prize.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Do you want to go first, Holly?
Sure.
So before, someone's going to ask, how does your name get in the bowl? For those of you who joined late, people who participated in our conversation today, maybe they chimed in with a tip, maybe they asked a question, maybe they just made Anne smile.
Yeah.
She writes as fast as she possibly can, and your name goes in the bowl to win a prize. So who do you got, Holly?
I have Sharon Fulis.
Yay! Sharon!
Sharon, you win an iron-on transfer pen and a rustic cabin felt sheet bundle.
So, for those of you who don't know, the fairies came up with this bundle last week. It's our first ever felt sheet bundle.
It is.
They named it Rustic Cabin. It's absolutely adorable. We showed it in the newsletter last week. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, definitely do that. So this is the same fabric I was working with today and the same pen we used. It comes in black, brown, orange, red, whatever. You can tell what color. Yay, fun prize. Woohoo!
Awesome. Do you want to draw one, Anne?
I do, very much so. Alrighty. Okay. The next winner is, thank you.
We should see how talented you are.
Yeah.
Podium.
Diane Pryor.
Yay, Diane!
Diane, you win a needle felting a 2D robin kit.
Awesome.
That's the same one that I used on the pillow that we showed, and it's a free video, right? So the instructions are live online, and then you get all the colors, and yeah, so you can make your very own. Fun, fun, fun. Thank you.
Alrighty, do you want to draw the last name?
Yeah.
Marilyn Byrne.
Yay!
Marilyn, you win an MC1 studio pack.
Woo! Oh, then there's the fall pack.
Mhm.
The fall pack is popular all year long, and boy, those are some of my favorite colors right there.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, listen, folks, for the people who won, if you have never ordered anything with us, even a download, that means you're not in our database. So give us a call. Our toll-free number, 877-665-5790, or email customer service at livingfelt.com with your info, so we can get you all set up. But for everyone else, if you're in our database, we'll ship out your prizes this week.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have fun with this project, and just be extra good to yourself today. You deserve it.
Bye.